here with Brad, Luis, and Gavin, all from Into the Box conference, and I am going to find out exactly what this conference is all about. I think there's some ColdFusion secrets going to come out. In fact, I can read some in that whiteboard behind you guys, so hopefully it's not too secret. So, yeah. Oh, he's covering up now. All right, Luis. So Into the Box. Who is this for? Who should, someone's never heard of this conference. Who's it for?
It's for everybody, Michael.
It's for every ColdFusion developer that wants to take their developer to another level.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to showcase kind of the tools and the processes that the ColdFusion developers who want to modernize their practices, modernize their applications, want to adopt kind of the cutting edge things. So that's what we're kind of showcasing. And we're not just covering box products, right? There's a lot of sessions that aren't about ColdBox and just kind of generic stuff on Docker, and other technologies like that in the
architecture, business processes. So it's important for us to have a well-rounded, developers, and not only just about a specific language or a specific product. So obviously, ColdBox was how it started, but there's a lot of boxes around the ecosystem now. So
how many boxes are there now?
Oh my gosh.
Innumerable.
Innumerable boxes. And the latest box over here, it's still in the writing in the
secret
board.
Box.
We come up with new ones every day.
Oh yeah, but there's many boxes nowadays. I think maybe like 7 or something like that boxes, but.
Oh, I can think of more than that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of boxes.
Plenty of boxes. But
enough boxes to go around.
Correct. But the whole conference is about, empowering ColdFusion developers to modernize themselves and also take a look at Java. Java is a great companion. We do it day in and day out as well. Huge ecosystem. So how to teach and showcase the integration pieces between CFML and Java. We do this a lot in everything that we do. So a lot of techniques for developers, a lot of business processes, continuous integration processes, testing processes, which a lot of developers hate. So this is something that is very big for us. So you'll see that from the sessions, there's a big gamut of coverage.
Okay, so it's not just box stuff. It's CFML, ColdFusion, best practices, all kinds of good stuff.
Oh yeah,
even some JavaScript thrown in there with some Vue.js, some Docker as well. A little bit of everything.
That and our Elixir, our Elixir project, we're throwing a few bones to the front end developers.
All right, best to do that, otherwise they start biting.
Oh yeah.
So when is this conference?
It's April 26th. The conference starts with workshops. So training workshops, one-on-one. So we have 5 workshops at this point.
Yeah, these are all-day workshops.
All-day workshops. Deep dive.
So there's
products.
five different workshops. You pick one, right?
Yes, you pick one, or if you want to skip around, that's really up to you. But you have access to the workshops.
Okay.
We have BDD for behavior-driven development, to building RESTful services, to CommandBox CMS with Gavin, CommandBox Deep Dive with Brad, and we have the Preside guys coming from the UK as well. So they have a tremendous content platform as well. So they were going to be doing a free workshop, so anybody could attend as well.
Oh, nice.
And then April 27th is the initial day of the conference, and April 28th is the second day of the conference.
And that's a Saturday, Sunday, right?
It's a Thursday and Friday. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Correct.
Yeah. So the 2 conference days will be 2 tracks per day. So we'll have two simultaneous sessions on each of the 2 conference days. And then the workshop days, just the all-day workshops.
Right.
All right. And then when you get into the conference, you've got tracks and you've got a few keynotes. Is that the layout? Or?
Yeah. So the first keynote is going to be the Ortus Keynote. And we're really going to kind of we've been talking a lot about, how we want to inspire and address the ColdFusion developers in the room, right? And so we're going to talk a lot about kind of language shaming and how we can push ColdFusion developers.
What was that phrase, Brad? Language? Are we back in high school?
shaming.
Yeah, language shaming is when you're afraid to tell someone you're a ColdFusion developer because you know what the weird look they're going to give you. But you do what?
Yeah.
Who uses ColdFusion? Oh, that's embarrassing, right? So we want ColdFusion developers, right, to be proud of what they're developing because they're doing modern stuff. You know, are you developing something that you would show to a Node developer, a PHP developer, and say, hey, you got to look at this ColdFusion project I'm doing. It's really sweet, right? And most ColdFusion developers are kind of ashamed that they're a ColdFusion developer. They don't feel up to the snuff. They don't feel like what they do really compares to their other development buddies doing other languages. And so we believe that we have an ecosystem and a tool set that can change that, right? So that's kind of the vision we're going to show with the keynote on our first day. We're really excited.
We want to debunk some of those myths. You know, there's a lot of myths about ColdFusion being dead and the tool's not up to par. And, you know, we want to address those myths, and you know, we want to realize that there are some issues we can improve on and how we're going to get there.
Yeah, and basically go through our box roadmaps, you know, all the different products that we have, and also new products, right? So these are a great way for us to kind of present what we're doing and how we want to move really ColdFusion and CFML forward, because we do have the modern tool sets that are even better than other languages.
So you might call this conference the face of modern ColdFusion development.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm glad you
Can we use that? That's good.
Yeah, I think you should use it. Yeah, definitely. So if folks want to come to this, where is it happening?
It's in the Woodlands, Texas. So this is in Houston, Texas. And the little city's called the Woodlands, a little bit north of Houston, about 30 minutes from the airport. Very centric and very reachable. So it's here in the mega Houston area. Yeah.
So easy to fly to Houston International Airport on
Absolutely.
United already.
That's a big thing for us. Yeah, even international flights. Yeah, there's a lot of international flights that can get you straight into Houston, and we want it to be an accessible location.
Yeah, we even have United helping out. So United has discount codes for us. This Houston is one of the major hubs. So if you fly United, you can get up to 15% off of your tickets and come here.
Yeah.
All right. And if we can't make it, is this thing recorded, or do we have to turn up if we want to see it?
Well, you have to turn up, right? But if you don't, then we're trying to find out if we can actually do all these recordings, and most likely they will be available later on, most likely at a price. But we're still working on that to have them recorded for that.
All right. And is there a website for this conference? And what is the URL if there is?
Yes, it is intothebox.org.
Intothebox.org. Let me just see if we can go there. Let's go to...
And of course, you have to see the trailer. We put a lot of effort into our conference trailer every year. This year, we actually went a little bit more fancy.
Which one of you three is on this horse with the lasso?
I think that's John Colson.
That's John Colson.
Yeah, I'm just right there.
So right now, as we're doing this interview, it's 49 days, 15 hours away.
Oh yeah, getting close.
Getting close. And then here's I won't play the trailer because I'm not sure that Zoom can deal with video in video. But knowledge, community, craft, improving yourself, mobile apps. Here are the different workshops, the one-day workshops you mentioned.
Correct.
RESTful services, testing.
Live is free, but also CommandBox is free as well. So there's two trainings you can show up to free of charge.
Yep.
Make sure you register them because they are limited in space.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that we can actually work one-on-one with you and work in those small groups to really get your hands-on and deep dive.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to be a training with like 100 people in the room, right? It's going to be a training with like a maximum of maybe 10 people. So
yeah,
they're filling up fast. So
right, and here's the ticketing. There's early bird pricing through March 27th, and various different options depending on whether you're doing workshops or things or what have you. And then let's look at the speakers. You've got an amazing lineup of people speaking in sessions.
got
there's a lot of faces in the community you should recognize that, like Mike Brunt.
Good friends, Charlie Earhart. Well, I'll let Brad. You want to say anything about any of these, Brad? Or
No, I'm just saying that, and we're pulling in a lot of people, that are well known from the ColdFusion community, and even people like Ray Camden and Matt Gifford that have, made a good name for themselves even outside of the community. And that's kind of, us pulling in stuff that's not just ColdBox specific, but it's just really good, solid developer content.
Yeah. We're very fortunate this year to have NGINX not only sponsor, but also be there on site. So we have Mr. Kevin Jones doing sessions on NGINX and microservices and how they actually interoperate with ColdFusion. So we're very excited to have them on board. And Kevin is an amazing advocate. And so we'll have him basically for the whole week. So very excited.
Yeah, and I recognize Pete Freetag, security, ColdFusion expert, and Dave Galarizzo from Figleaf, who's really knowledgeable, and your own Esmeralda Avedo, if I'm saying her name right. Mike Brunt, great on optimization. Gavin Pickin from you guys. Luis, you're here. You're speaking too, it says. And we've got John speaking. He's big in the CFML community, so lots of impressive speakers here.
Yeah, we want to make sure that it wasn't just us talking about our products too. That's something that, those who are not using box products sometimes might think we're all about the box. But we have other
I am all about the box, Kevin.
But we like to include other speakers and everything, and we use other tools as well, and we want to make sure they're included and represented, and that's why we have a big speaker.
And here's a list of all the things that are being featured here, and it there's a lot of box things here. I can't even count them. It's like, whoa. But, you're also looking at ColdFusion and Lucy. Is anyone talking about Lucy at the event, or?
I think Gert Franz's session will focus on Lucy. On Lucy, he's talking about performance. Okay. As Misha, the lead developer of Lucy, always says, performance is always a bug. So if it's slow, then it's broken. So he'll talk about refactoring for performance.
Yep. So lots of cool stuff. Just in case anyone watching doesn't know what Lucy is, open source ColdFusion free version, totally separate from Mr. Adobe. So amazing stuff.
Something we didn't mention that we're doing on day 2, which is our second keynote, is that it's a working keynote, and we want to focus on is basically breaking out monoliths. Especially nowadays, everything's about microservices, and we've been at Ortus. That's mostly what we're doing, is building a lot of microservices based on Docker and CommandBox. And we want to take this whole hour just to showcase how modern you can be with CFML in creating microservices. We'll showcase. It will be Brad and John Clausen showcasing how you can attack basically a legacy and procedural elephant and start decomposing it into different types of microservices, ways to tackle them through ColdBox MVC, if it is an MVC application, and just really showcase that you can really tackle that legacy and procedural ColdFusion code and bring it to modern times very easily.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things we're doing in consulting as an Ortus for our clients, is we're really attacking those legacy applications and trying to help bring them forward, from CF7, CF8, and move them forward, modernizing them as much as we can. So we wanted to share that, educate everybody how we do it, and then open a discussion on how to make everybody's code better.
So taking these ancient elephants that have done their duty over the years and converting them to microservices, modern ColdFusion.
Yes.
Yep.
Sounds like the way to go. And I'm kind of curious. It's a lot of work putting together a conference. I did it myself with a lot of help from some other people at TeraTech with CF United. I know you guys are like really working hard to put this together. And is this the second or third year it's running, or?
This is actually the fourth. Yeah.
Fourth year. Wow.
Yeah. In the previous years, we've coupled it with the Dev Objective / CF Objective conference, and just did it a one-day conference ahead of time.
Yeah.
And so this is the first year that we're really breaking it off as its own standalone thing, all on its own, 3 days of content.
Yeah.
And so it's the fourth year we put this on.
Yeah, one day just wasn't enough. Everybody wanted more content. They wanted to see more sessions. you know, we really needed to offer more. And so we had the demand, so we wanted to break out and do that.
Yeah.
You know, and plus with the objective being 3 days, and if we had a 2 day before that, that'd make it a 5-day.
5-day conference.
And this is too much.
It'd be too long.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was mostly the reason. And, you know, we wanted to pick a centralized location as well, make it easy for people to come here. There's a lot of technology here in Texas, you know, so we thought it was time to detach and start fresh.
All right. And what a great initiative to help the CF community to get even stronger.
Yeah, exactly. You know, one more place where people and developers can join forces and reach to other developer areas for sure. Because I don't think there's ever been anything here in Texas.
And another ColdFusion development conference is, you know, a good thing too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and it's pretty central from either side of the country, right?
Yeah.
It's only a few hours flight. So, and prices in Texas are pretty reasonable. We're not talking San Francisco or New York City pricing.
Yeah, that was a big thing that we wanted to do, is we wanted to make it really affordable. You know, so the price of $299, I think that you get everything. You know, from good swag. I mean, we are really I'm a swag aficionado. So
a swaganista.
Oh yeah, I spend too much time looking at swag stuff. So I want to make sure that people, you know, enjoy it and it's affordable.
Between the swag and the espresso, I don't know what else we could get.
Espresso machines will be available.
Oh yes. So
all right.
We're here to service your addictions for swag and espresso.
Yeah. All
day long.
And is there a networking event? I heard there's a happy box or.
Yes, we actually have 2 networking events. The workshop day, we actually have rented out a Fielding's Grill, which is in walking distance. So we have the full place to ourselves to just go there and eat and drink something. The first day, kind of the speaker workshop dinner. And then the next day is our big event that we always do. We always do a kind of a mariachi style themed event. So here in Texas, we can go even bigger than in Minneapolis. In Minneapolis, it was a task to find mariachis, and here we actually have a big surprise. Let me put it that way.
Oh yeah.
Right. So,
all right.
Happy Box event here will definitely be grand.
It'll be Texas size. Yeah.
So, anything else we should know about Into the Box before we close the interview?
Yeah, I was just going to say that the networking is always a big part of conferences for me, and so that's why we wanted to make sure that we have plenty of time built in just for people to, you know, sit around and ask questions and brainstorm and decompress, because we get a lot of good ideas and feedback when we attend other conferences, and so we're looking forward to the same thing in the box as well.
I think that another big difference this year from the past 3 years is that since we have more time and obviously a huge venue for us, we have a huge area for all the sponsors. So there's several great companies that are going to be here and presenting their products, and also us, the whole team will be here, the whole Ortus team, and you know, we'll have a big area where people can come and actually get help and see all the different things that we're working on, all the different initiatives, and mingle and everything throughout the 3 days, basically, which we never had before. We just didn't have the time for it. So that's, I would say, a big benefit for everybody to get even more knowledge, because usually those kind of hallway conversations are kind of the things that spark initiatives and things of that nature. So we want to invest in that type of environment for folks.
Yeah, I definitely second that. You know, the networking is often where people get a lot, whether it's learning tips or making new friends, learning about a new job, whatever it is. And, you know, I'd also recommend folks consider staying at the conference hotel, because then you bump into people at breakfast and it's just a lot easier. Yeah. And if you're one of those people who stays up late talking with people, then you can just head straight to your Brad, head straight to your room and make it up for the
Why
morning.
do you think we got so much espresso, Michael?
Oh, okay. Yes, definition of a programmer, right? A machine for turning coffee into code.
Right.
Yeah.
We've attended a lot of other conferences too. You know, we attend conferences outside of ColdFusion as well. So, you know, we go to other conferences to learn, see what they're doing to bring back to ColdFusion, but also learn what makes a good conference and what people are looking for and what they enjoy. You know, so this conference is done our way, so we can really, you know, put the touches we want, you know. like I said, we're even got an ad hoc room that will be making available for people too, to do like little lessons and everything too. So, that interaction, the networking is very important, and that's why we made sure it was, a big part of Into the Box.
Great. Well, everyone check out intothebox.org and have a great event.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.